In the history of skydiving, the biggest tragedy occurred due to a small mistake, one that wasn't realized until it was too late. 18 skydivers had already jumped from the plane, and there was no turning back. What was supposed to be an exhilarating experience turned into a nightmare. Despite being experienced professionals, their years of training couldn't save them. 16 skydivers lost their lives. The two survivors' account of what happened left everyone stunned. Lake Erie is the 4th largest lake in North America and the 11th largest in the world. Roughly 13 kilometers south of the lake, in Ohio, there's a small airfield called Turner Airport. On August 27, 1967, 30 skydivers gathered here. They were offered a free jump from a B-25 bomber plane, once used in World War II and later modified by a private company. As the skydivers boarded the plane, it became clear there wasn't enough room. Due to overweight concerns, the pilot selected only 20 jumpers based on their skill and experience. The 10 who didn't make it felt disappointed, not realizing this decision would ultimately save their lives. The plan: the B-25 would climb to 20,000 feet, circle back over Turner Airport, and drop 18 skydivers first. The remaining 2 would jump from 300 feet afterward. Poor weather delayed the morning flight. But by 3 p.m., the B-25 took off. Excitement filled the air. Many were jumping from a bomber for the first time. A small Cessna 180 also took off to film the jumps from 12,000 feet. The B-25 spiraled upwards, and both pilots stayed in constant contact with Air Traffic Control (ATC) due to visibility issues. At 20,000 feet, the B-25 pilot radioed for his location. ATC informed him he was directly over Turner Airport, the drop zone. But the information was wrong. Just a minute later, the Cessna pilot radioed in. He was told he was 9 kilometers behind the B-25. On the map, this placed the B-25 9 kilometers from the airport and the Cessna 18 kilometers away. Moments later, ATC again told the B-25 pilot he was over Turner Airport. Believing this, he gave the go-ahead. 18 skydivers leapt from the plane, all wearing extra layers due to the minus 30 degrees Celsius temperature. They enjoyed the free fall at first, but everything changed as they passed through a thick cloud layer. Below them wasn't land. It was the deep, vast water of Lake Erie. Panic set in. At just 3,000 feet, they deployed their parachutes, hoping to land close to shore. But they were at least 10 kilometers from land. The plan was to shed gear and swim to safety. But their layered suits were too heavy. Only 2 jumpers had removed their shoes and extra gear before landing. They managed to float long enough to be rescued. The rest. Sadly, 16 skydivers drowned. Their bodies weren't recovered for days. The last one surfaced a week later. The disaster made headlines worldwide. Investigators had one question: where exactly did the B-25 drop the jumpers, and who was at fault? ATC claimed the B-25 dropped them 10 kilometers inland, over the airport, but strong winds carried them into the lake. However, wind speed calculations showed drift could only account for 5 kilometers, not the full 20 kilometers from airport to lake center. The investigation revealed that during the flight, the ATC shift changed. The new controller mistakenly gave the B-25 the Cessna's location, believing it to be over the airport. So when the B-25 pilot was told he was over Turner Airport, he was actually over Lake Erie. On top of that, the jumpers didn't visually confirm the drop zone, a violation of aviation rules. For 2 years, fellow skydivers conducted tribute jumps into Lake Erie, this time with flotation gear. In 1972, the court held the Federal Aviation Authority responsible. The B-25 pilot's license was permanently revoked. A new rule was passed: skydivers must jump at least 50 kilometers away from any large body of water. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments. See you in our next video with another powerful story.